Oh, it's time. It's time. Oh, yeah, y'all all here. Y'all here, too. It's like we about to we're talking about Roscoe Jenkins. All right. Roscoe 2000. Bet Outcast about to name that. What's happening, everybody? This is your boy, King Game.
And this is Queen Tina, as usual.
I got that little something I saw with Mike Epps the way he came and greeted Roscoe in the movie there. I got the Dickies! It was all hugging and looking. You're doing your thing. You're doing your thing.
Imagine he was one of your relatives.
Probably would be the cousin I based Star Strike on. I probably could see him playing that role there, like how Mike Epps did. I kind of could imagine him acting like that. Oh boy, he was. They say Mike Epps is that relative that always want to hold some. I think they had somebody like that in another movie, Johnson Family, who literally was like, "Can I hold some? How much them glasses? What about that watch?"
make that try to bribe you,
or
make that take advantage of you.
Pretty much, take advantage, hustle. Pretty much what you said. Pretty much all that in the blender.
Just taking advantage of you.
If probably every one of them things. Yeah. Yeah. And also another thing I was doing a little imitation of was these YouTubers I've been looking at lately reacting to stuff. Really like their energy with it. Octocruel.
Yeah.
They be like, what's up with the guy you're always talking about? Woo! And we're doing something that's very hard that's the hardest thing on the planet to do. Watch a movie. Check out some of this stuff, especially like when they my favorite at this point is their reaction to I think Lego Movie and Lean On Me, and I've got to say Megamind and Nutty Professor that they recently did like a couple of months ago. They put some energy into that there.
We can tell that they do like the Nutty Professor, the Eddie Murphy version.
Oh yeah, they pretty much like a lot of the movies they react to. Pretty much a lot of them say even Despicable Me, and they had never heard of Minions.
Wow.
So kudos there. Yeah, well they heard about it, but they were wondering what is the Minion thing. they didn't get it. You ever heard that you know about it but you don't get it.
It wouldn't surprise me if they reacted to a bad movie. They might just have mixed feelings about it.
Probably, depending on what the movie is, they probably would laugh at how bad it is.
And possibly roast it.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm looking forward to something like that. I ain't gonna say what, 'cause I don't want to put it out there, and spoil anything. But yeah, well, there's a certain one I'm waiting for. Anyway. But this that we don't have to wait for.
Yeah.
Let's say we're gonna welcome home Roscoe Jenkins, or as the movie originally was gonna be called, The Better Man. The Better Man, almost directed by Malcolm D. Lee, who also, if you don't know who he is, you probably would recognize movies like The Best Man.
Well, the original title, The Better Man, reminds me of The Best Man, except there's no wedding involved.
Exactly, yeah.
Just a family reunion. And
he also directed the sequel to it, The Best Man Holiday, which I think came after Roscoe Jenkins, of course, because Roscoe Jenkins was in 2008. And also he worked with Ryan Coogler, who all of y'all know directed the Black Panther. However, he wasn't working on the Black Panther with him, but he worked on another familiar movie that you guys probably know about that came out recently, a few years ago during the COVID, I think when COVID was starting to lift, Space Jam 2.
Oh, he did.
Malcolm D. Lee and Ryan Coogler worked together
to do Space Jam 2.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So he's definitely gonna bring his talents to this movie that we're talking about. Yep. Also, he sort of sounds like the head manager at Mike Kroger. His voice does, anyway. Oh, when I listen to the commentary, sort of had that talk to him that's kind of the same way that he talks there. Doesn't look like him, but he talks like him though.
Oh, he does.
Uh-huh. Yep. And of course, our big star of the of course, this movie has a lot of powerhouse actors. Got James Earl Jones, Margaret Avery, some classic actors, of course, and of course you got a good share of comedians like Cedric the Entertainer, Monique, hey, and was it Mike Epps? Somebody say my probably now his style of comedy would probably not be very kid friendly, but for the adults, definitely would recommend that.
Yeah.
Inappropriate behavior. It may be still up on YouTube. That's how I found it. There's a lot of good jokes there. And of course, powerhouse Michael Clark Duncan, rest in peace. You know, yeah. So, from the Green Mile, of course, and as Steve Harvey stated, the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. He did do some great movies before he died.
Oh yes, he did.
At least his work and performances weren't in vain.
Probably even more movies than even I know of. So,
yes.
Dude's been around there. Yep, been around for quite a while.
Would have been nice if he lived longer, like past 70 or 80, to see what his life would be like. I know he'll enjoy the fruits of his labor.
Yeah, it would have been nice. It was kind of surprising, you know. I mean, he's in shape and everything, all beefed up. You kind of think it's kind of surprising, but you know, life kind of surprises you like that. You know, sort of like pretty much like a movie, but real life though. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yes, and there are some things and then there are some things that we do not know about ourselves that can be fatal or dangerous on the inside that we just don't know about ourselves.
Sort of like
health-wise.
Sort of like what happened with Cameron Boyce from Descendants there. Yeah, I was saying, you're talking about somebody that got hit real young there.
Yes.
Yeah, poor kid there.
Just 20 years.
He didn't even get to see the third Descendants movie there that he was in there. They shot it and everything, but by the time it came out, he had died in his sleep there. Almost like Bernie Mac passing before Soul Man.
And he didn't get a chance to live the rest of his 20s or the rest of his life in general. Yep. So as all the more reason that, you know, like Medea say, give your flowers to your loved ones before they pass, because you never know when that day comes there. Yes.
Yep. And pretty much relating to what this movie is about to get into, and of course your main star of everybody.
Yes.
Who the main center point character, Martin Lawrence, straight from Big Mama's House.
And other movies he were in. He did a lot of movies lately.
Oh yeah, and then we even looked at another movie he was in, The Black Knight, earlier this year. So we definitely got our share of Martin Lawrence on this channel. What's up? Danger!
He could be in the same level as Eddie Murphy when it comes to movies.
Pretty much. And yep. Yeah, pretty much. Like I say, and no, he got quite a comic act behind him. Like I say, this is just from my viewpoint there, because I never really watched his stand-up comedy, but I've seen a lot of the stuff that he's in, like the TV show and the movies there. Yeah. So from my viewpoint, yeah, sort of like with Eddie Murphy, some of them are funnier when they're in, you know, different things like movies and TV series, and then some of them I actually like, oh wow, that stand-up was really hilarious, like Mike Epps and Steve Harvey, you know. Yeah, or even say it, you know. Yeah, Cedric kind of makes me think of the Family Man type of comedian. Yeah, it's pretty pretty good there.
He's kind of laid back and down to earth.
Just sort of chill the way he tells the jokes there, but they are funny though. Yeah, but he just has that casual chill to his style.
I think Steve Harvey's the same way.
Yeah, he
Kind of family man too.
in a way. I think Steve Harvey, you could say that, and I think he kind of likes to mix things up every so often now.
Yes.
Yeah, he kind of sort of pop, like he say, you know, he does stuff on his comic act that he can't do on the radio show.
Yes.
Yeah. So, with that said, yeah, go right into the movie there, which, like you say, I know quite a bit about this movie here, even to the point that there was an alternate opening than what we, you know, get for the official release, which the commentary with Malcolm doing the commentary, he explained that he wanted to dive more into what, you know, Martin's character Roscoe, or R.J. Stevens as he's called in the TV show, does with his show, sort of this Oprah, Monty, pretty much, I guess you could say, parroting the different talk shows and stuff.
In my opinion, it looks like Dr. Phil mixed with Jerry Springer. If you put them in a blender, you get his show, except he's black.
So I guess you say, if, well, it's another episode of Dr. Phil, I guess like that.
Yes.
So yeah, but Malcolm felt like that what they had, because they did shoot, like I said, you got the alternate opening when you look at the special features. But when he looked it over, the reason why you don't see it in the official cut is because he felt like it wasn't any different from what they had already seen. So he pretty much just put the opening as a montage of that and sped right up to him meeting Bianca, and the fact that they were Bianca Kittles, who he had popped the question to. So they were engaged. They are now engaged to be married there.
The way she looks like she's way younger than RJ, way younger. I would say like anywhere between 18 to 21.
Wow. Gives him, you know those cases. You ever hear those cases where you see young ladies, they do be adults, marrying men that be like, and it's in real life too, men that be like in their 50s and stuff like that, and older sometimes.
Yes.
Well, majority of the time, hey, must be the money.
And they just marry and then for their money instead of love, and they wait until
they
die in order to get the inheritance.
Yep.
Which I find is selfish.
Yeah, it's like I say, but it's out there. Like I say, not cool, but it's out there. Much like a lot of things, you know. But yeah, that's kind of what we got going here there. And of course, how they met each other was she was a winner of Survivor.
Yes.
And yeah, they had her on the show, and one thing led to another. So yeah, we got that, and so you think, yeah, well, Gabe, that can't be too bad. I mean, okay, they have an age difference, but they're both still legal adults. I mean, what's the problem? He seems happy. Well, get a phone call from the family.
Yeah.
Say, 50th anniversary of Paul and Ma Jenkins, Roscoe's parents. Say, of course, he's still being called RJ, though, but yeah, but later in the movie they do reveal his real name, Roscoe, when he gets there.
Yes. And we know he also have a young son named Jamal.
Oh yes, little Jamal. Nice kid there. He's kind of quiet at the first part of the movie.
More like reserved.
Right, and I think a lot of it has to do with the lifestyle that's going on around here.
And I bet deep down inside he misses his mom.
Oh yeah, that they do mention later about him not really having a good connection with his birth mom there.
Yes.
And yeah, but there's a little more on that when we get to that. Paul Jenkins addresses it later.
Yes.
Matter of fact, after him talking with Ma Jenkins about inviting him to their 50th anniversary,
says he's not gonna be able to be there because he's busy and stuff. And he's like, well, you know, it'd be really nice if he came there. All the family gonna be there. Clyde and say, you know, Clyde, Otis, and Betty, and Lucinda. Her and Clyde coming together.
Well, that's a lot of questions there, son. Especially for someone who's been very little interest in his family.
It's possible that he may use his work as an excuse.
Pretty much, as we find out later in the movie, yeah, that's it kind of paints itself there.
It happens in reality too. People use work as an excuse as well as a distraction to avoid family events and stuff.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. So, of course, Paul Jenkins puts down his Mufasa word, but of course, he's just, I guess he, can't think of how to describe it. He just comes firm. He doesn't, you know, shout it or anything like that.
It almost sounds forceful, like he wanted him to be there.
It kind of seems that way, but I think it's more, but from his perspective, it's more so, you know, this is your family, son, and you know, kind of like I mentioned earlier, you know, you never know when the last time you might see your folks. I mean, yeah, give your flowers before they end up in the grave, you know.
I think Mark Jenkins admits that Jamal writes to them every day, every single day, to see how they doing.
And I noticed when she said that, he looked up. Jamal kind of went behind the steps there, like almost as if he knew what they were talking about.
And the last time they saw Jamal's when he was a baby. That's the last time they saw him.
And I think it had been 9 years since he's been down there, so Jamal is probably 10 at this point, I'm assuming.
9 or 10, one then.
Pretty much, yeah, so... yeah.
Don't get me started, was 17 or 18 years.
Oh, Lord.
He'd be teenager or young adult by then.
And based upon what we find out later about Roscoe, we can pretty much assume he's in his early 30s.
Yes.
Yeah. Probably, I would say probably 33 or 34.
Early 30s.
Mm-hmm. Or possibly between 33 to 37, maybe at the most.
Mid-30s.
Well, I would say, maybe 35, I mean, sorry.
Mid-30s.
Yeah, because, like I say, get to it, but something we find out later.
Yes.
One good thing with movies, when you can sort of pick together pieces of something without them having to come out and announce it there in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, you just sort of figure it out there. Yep. So
why he's being so distant to his family so much.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and of course Jamal also asks his dad about it after his soccer game, which I guess it's a possibility because of with us being in Brookwood, and
yeah,
I guess we bring our kid up. Yeah, we're probably gonna be end up at some soccer games in the future, possibly.
Or any other sport.
Well,
reason kids like.
True. Reason I guessed soccer just from a first guess was because the setting of where they were at and stuff.
Oh, with the field.
Right, and also like the way like the way Brookwood kind of is there.
Yeah.
They kind of makes me think of shows like Digimon and stuff when they're playing soccer.
Yeah. It can also be tennis.
That's a possibility. Tennis, and then you also got, and since you meant tennis, is also volleyball too there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I know I did a little volleyball in the gym there. Volleyball, and closest I didn't really do tennis, but I did do. I was a ping pong maniac. Yeah, I even had my own rival in the gym, which she was from the girls' gym there. When they sometimes would share the gym together there.
Yeah.
And just sort of play basketball or whatever there. So yeah, I had me a little rival at ping pong. I will defeat you today. Yeah. So Jamal asked him about it. Of course,
because Jamal is so innocent and everything. I'll think about it. Oh, I gotta talk it over with the boss.
Referring to Bianca.
Oh boy. Yeah, and the advice he sort of says about men running things in the family, I guess that's supposed to be the way of, because of what we'll find out about Bianca later. But yeah, I think there's a better way they still could have worded that there, because it makes it. Talking about he say never let a woman tell you what to do ever. So would that also include your mother, because you didn't say your woman specifically referring to Bianca. No, you just said a woman. So yeah, you really gotta, that's not really a very good wording.
What if the woman tells you to do something, would you disobey?
Yeah, if it's right, if they telling you right,
Yes.
they'll definitely listen. Because it's like this, whether it be a man or woman, right is right and wrong is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really how it should go. Really should go. Not you got so much of the, it's all on the woman or it's all on the man. It's just what's right and what's wrong. Sometimes we be right, sometimes they be right, and it could be the other way around.
And we're just a middle ground.
Right, because then you also got to consider, just people in general, regardless of man or woman.
Yeah.
Because like in Bianca's case, she'd probably be in the wrong about a lot of stuff. Considering.
And the man's supposed to be the head of the house.
Yep.
Be responsible for all the decisions.
Yep, as the head of the household, but you still gotta respect those in your household, though. Even if you're given an order, guys, you still gotta respect those in your household, especially say, because even one that's over the household there's still gonna be some stuff that you don't know that maybe she might know.
Yes.
And vice versa. So,
and being the head of the household is also about respecting other people's feelings towards the situation.
Yep. Even everybody that's in that household, man, woman, and the children.
Yes.
So yeah, respect, because that's how all of y'all can work together in the household.
As well as decisions.
Right, to help each other out.
Yes.
Be a team.
Yes.
Yep. They say yes, you're the team leader, but the leader still has to work with his team, though.
Yes. You can't force a person that they don't want to do it. That they don't want to do.
Especially if what you're asking is something that may not be the best decision.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. I didn't, because sometimes I've been in that situation.
And it's okay to put your foot down, and it's okay to say no at times.
Right, and see, people have more respect, and when you, just like the times you're right.
Yeah.
When you're wrong and you like, I was wrong there.
Yeah.
People have more respect for you when you confess it.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So of course, the boss, Bianca, as is considered at the moment, apparently agrees to this under the condition of having a camera crew to film the anniversary banquet, so they can make Roscoe look like a hero.
There's always a catch.
Pretty much, yeah. And of course, there is a brief moment as they're making the journey there. They don't spend too much time with the journey there, of course. But the airport part, people, two things about going on an airport.
Yeah.
One, dress casually. Please don't wear a suit on the airport. I mean, it's like, well, Gabe, what if I'm going somewhere where I have to be all fancy dressed? Okay, when you get off the plane, you're gonna go somewhere and get yourself ready for that event, right? Yeah. So don't wear your best stuff on and when I say your best stuff, like a Sunday suit and stuff like that on the plane.
Or something white.
That's the second thing, white.
Have you ever heard the old saying, who wears white after Labor Day? Most ladies say that. Who wears white after Labor Day?
I'm one. In my observation, I mean, I'm not saying anything against wearing white, but it is a very hard thing to do because stuff shows up on it so badly, and I think that might be why. I'm assuming that the saying might be to see Labor Day, maybe referring, much like other holidays that require barbecuing. I guess I'm just assuming maybe that might have something to do with it.
I think they just say that as a figure of speech. Who wears white after Labor Day? It's just I think they say that as a figure of speech. And you don't see any women wearing their wedding dresses at the airport. You don't.
Well, obviously,
because it's hard to hold. It's hard to hold the dress, and it's hard to run it.
Then you're trying to get to your seat and stuff on the plane and all that.
And wedding dresses are heavy
and long. Yeah. Yep, and Roscoe proves why that is a bad idea because, well, he has a white suit on. It's really surprising. He seemed like he's the most dressed out of Bianca and Jamal. I mean, obviously Jamal is going to dress like a kid, obviously. Yeah. But Bianca, I mean, she has a nice outfit on, but she ain't got no. But it's just like just a casual little outfit there. Like say something close to what Christina's wearing. Yes. And Roscoe got this suit on there.
He just want to look nice for his family. All nice and fancy.
And then of course he's offered beet juice instead of what Bianca was drinking, which looked like orange juice. She said she wanted to be healthy. Why can't you drink what you weren't drinking? And he accidentally spills it on him because the dog starts licking it. Bianca's dog, Fiona.
Yes.
And he's forced to get some of Mr. Brown's old clothes.
I think the dog was called Fifi.
Fifi, oh okay.
Yes.
Fifi. So thanks to Fifi, he had to get some of the clothes that Mr. Brown must have loaned the airport.
He must have left them behind.
Yeah, see, these some old clothes of mine, Cora. I'm gonna donate them over here. They could get real good use out of it. Oh, hey! They're like, them some nice pants, boy, and I got some just like those. They look good, don't they? I look like a clown. It's like, well, not really, but if you put some white makeup on and put a clown nose, yeah, it's like, you be Ronald McDonald. So he get roasted by Mr. Brown.
It's like Mr. Brown if he lost weight.
That's why I say it must have been some of his old clothes. Oh. Must have been from back at like maybe some of his young adult clothes. So they go on the road to Dry Springs, Georgia. Georgia there. Which is really being shot in Shreveport with a few scenes in Minden. I think the Minden, Louisiana scenes are when there's this little area they stop at, I think in the scene when they first get there. Yeah. And then a later scene that involves him and Otis there coming up. And reason I think they could, well, obviously because we're in Shreveport. Yeah. But also, see, the movie came out in 2008, so 2007, when I was still in college, one of my friends in my one of my classes stated that they saw Monique having some lunch down in Minden. So they must have been shooting down there, probably shooting that scene while I guess Monique was probably on her break or something like that. Yeah, and they matter of fact, she said she even got to talk to Monique there.
Oh, she did.
Mm-hmm. And they just kind of down with her there. Yep. Pretty cool there.
Oh, yes.
So, and yeah, just we get introduced to Mike Epps' character Reggie, ludicrous, and his girlfriend Amy, who, let's just say, Roscoe's not the only one with a young girlfriend, or Roscoe and it was his fiance.
Yeah.
But he's not the only one who's got somebody young in a relationship with. Yeah, this Amy girl looked like she's in her 20s.
I would say like 18 or so, 18 or 19.
I guess her reason for dating Reggie is because he's cool and a bad boy. Because, yeah, he's a bad boy, all right. And
but the question is, does he have a job?
No, he doesn't.
Ladies, if you want a man, if you're looking for a man, make sure he's educated as well as having a job too. Educated with a job.
And that's the reason of stating that is for secure security reasons.
Yes.
Yeah, because you don't, like I say, you know, even a good man needs to at least have a job. I'm just saying, because I mean, you can't really secure, especially going talking about, oh hey, well, let's get married. You need some stable grounds in order to go into something like that.
Well, mostly educated in order to gain knowledge and ideas for your future in order to get the job.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, and have a plan too.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep, but in Reggie's case, well, he's a hustler. He gets a lot of money from hustling other folks. They're talking about their money and stuff. That relative that wants to hold something. And yeah, apparently Amy, you guys remember Transformers 3? Now don't get me wrong, Shia LaBeouf, his character Sam,
Yeah.
he was trying to get a job. He was just having trouble getting one.
Yes.
But because he was having trouble until he finally got one, his girlfriend Carly in the third movie was, well, pretty, let's just say he was pretty much her trophy boyfriend.
Oh.
Yeah. You need some money for lunch, honey? Yes. So, yeah, but at least Sam was actually trying to get somewhere. Like I say, he may not have been completely all there and doing it, but he was trying, though. Yeah. Reggie ain't doing none of that there. So I guess Amy like, yeah, I got lots of money. My dad got money too. He can sponsor your little records. His record label is Pimp Nasty Records. Amy, I gotta know how did that conversation go over with your dad if your dad is the one sponsoring this guy?
I don't get it.
Yeah, because the first thing I'm thinking, I'm looking how Amy is. I don't know what her dad like, but it don't seem like her dad would be one to be down with this.
Depending on how her dad is.
Maybe. For all we know, maybe. Ain't no telling what that dad may be like. Who knows there? That's one of the great mysteries of the movie.
Yes.
Well, so upon greeting Reggie, and of course Reggie's the one that reveals RJ's real name, Roscoe. That's his government name. Oh, not the full disclosure. Okay. Welcome to the family. And then we need about $300. For what? For some ice. You need $300 for some dang ice? You must think I'm a dang fool. Now I know you ain't a dang fool. You stand up there with that lovely young lady and everything. You look more like a lucky fool. And then he looks over at Bianca. Oh, come on, give him $300. It's just $300. Yeah, for your family.
I don't know any bags of ice that cost $300. I thought they'd be like less than $5 for a bag of ice.
Oh, they are. Now somebody might say like, well, I guess it's a big family get together because there's a lot of people there, so he's got to get a lot of ice. But I am pretty sure I don't know exactly how many folks are there and how much we need, but I can guarantee ain't no way in the world the total price for the ice he gonna need is gonna cost no $300. As cheap as ice is. 100 maybe for a great amount of people, but not no 300. So this is what I think. Two things. He either spent $100 to get all the ice and kept 200 for himself.
Yes.
Or he kept all of it for himself and they already got the ice down there.
Ooh.
And or somebody else got the ice and he made it look like he went and bought it.
Oh yeah.
How else do you think he gets so much money? Hustle. As they say in Zootopia, it's called a hustle, sweetheart. Oh boy. Yep. So of course they get there, and we see Paul and Ma Jenkins, played by James Earl Jones and Margaret Avery. Say some legendary actors. Yeah, but we know James Earl Jones, his legend now.
Some people call him the voice of God.
In a way, I think that might two things might be because of Mufasa, and he may have actually voiced God in something.
We never know.
Yeah, I know they also say this is see it didn't.
Yes, I remember that.
And Darth Vader. I am your father. No. Wouldn't that be funny? Not in the movie, but if maybe like in one of the maybe the outtakes or something, they fooling around. If James Earl Jones just did a quick Roscoe, I am your father. No. They told me enough. They told me you killed him. So ironic, he played someone with the name Skywalker, Jamal Skywalker, in the Black Knight movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, they all greet each other and everything, and we get another relative, Otis, and his wife, who played by Michael Clark Duncan. Say, he looked fabulous, all right. Say, downright metrosexual with those pants on. he sort of got that laugh like my dad a little bit there. And of course, he got to have a big bro, little bro moment.
Yeah.
Just like old times, kid. And they, let me tell you, a lot of this stuff in the movie is ad-libbed.
Yeah.
By a lot of them. Mike Epps does the most ad-libbing because he is real bad with a script.
Yes.
So he does the most ad-libbing in this movie, but it still works. Michael Clark Duncan had an ad-lib similar to what I did in the opening a little bit.
Yes.
When you want a little help with the bags, though? I ain't no bellhop. Plus, I ain't have my steroids today. Hey, why don't you wear some deodorant? And it was supposed to end there.
Yes.
This is the ad-lib. He told the director, yo, keep rolling. I'm going to do something more in this scene.
Yeah.
He didn't tell what it was, so they kept rolling. He chased after him while holding a bag of charcoal. He was holding that charcoal like a football. Well, he did say he was a linebacker.
A big linebacker.
And you imagine going up against him in a football game. Now you win. I surrender. Field goal to you. He been, oh boy. Yeah, so that was his ad with him chasing Roscoe.
Oh.
Yeah, and of course, him and his wife are actually high school sweethearts, by the way.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
They met right out of high school.
Yep. And they got two kids there, that we see. I think the girl's name is Callie.
Yeah.
I can't think of the son's name there.
Me either. I don't know what's his name.
Yeah, but but it looked like Callie's a little older than the son.
Oh, she is.
It looks like it there, like maybe a year or two. But yeah, they as Roscoe say, Man, them are some thick bone kids.
And you have to insult them.
Yeah, and they don't let him get away with it either. Everybody looks at him. Respect. Oh boy. Yeah, and then of course we get some other relatives like Betty, his sister, who has interaction with Bianca in the kitchen. Not too liking with Bianca's reaction to tea, but to be fair, I think a lot of them probably weren't really liking the tea. Not just Bianca. Bianca's just the only one who said anything since, you know, this is her first time meeting everybody.
I think because way too much sugar in the tea.
That's liquid diabetes. You guys drink that? Oh boy. But you know Monique, any character she plays is definitely gonna give you a piece of their mind. Yeah, she tells Bianca off, kind of scaring her a little bit. We also get to see the family dog Bucky.
Yeah, he lived a long time.
Yeah, Bucky really old. Yeah, I think I forgot how old he said, but he did say that's like 107 people years or something.
He might be around 25, I guess, the dog.
Oh boy, 'cause I know he was around when Roscoe was still a little boy there.
Yes.
So yeah, he old. He old. He still was able to knock Roscoe down. Funny thing, Roscoe tried to talk smack to the dog while he's on the phone.
Yes.
He used to steer me when I was a kid. I'm a grown man now. He said, "Yeah, look at me when I'm talking to you." Dog just sit there. He just wait for Roscoe to finish talking smack. Minute Roscoe back on the phone, tackles him. Oh, crazy dog. Yep. We also hear about Clive a little bit there when Roscoe becomes upset about a plasma TV sent that Paul Jenkins never opened.
Yeah.
I don't need a skinny TV. That console's been there for 30 years. Good picture.
And still working.
Yeah. And they mentioned about Clive because he gave Paul Jenkins season tickets there. And he's also mentioned by Mike and by Reggie and Otis as they're barbecuing that him and Lucinda are on the way down there.
Yes.
Should be here any minute now. Yep. And we get a taste of some funky ribs from Otis. Yep.
And I know RJ couldn't resist the ribs.
Yeah, he was trying to there because of the whole vegans. Cause Bianca got him as a vegan there.
Yeah.
Wait for this chicken that's skinless. What, you a 5% now? If I had been there while they were doing all that talking, trying to get Roscoe to eat that rib,
yeah,
I would have reached over and took that rib. Well, if he ain't have it, I get it. It's good, Otis. Yeah, I would have ate it.
Yes.
Yeah, but and also we hear more about Lucinda from the ladies there, mostly from Betty telling Bianca about her.
Yes.
Which leads us to some backstory about Roscoe and Clyde.
Let's just say they were both competitive back in the day. And Clyde wins at almost everything.
Kind of, their civil rivalry kind of makes me think of me and one of my cousins there.
Even though they're cousins, not brothers.
Oh yeah, but I'm pretty sure they were kind of like me and my cousin. Yeah, we were like brothers. We had our civil rivalry like brothers. Oh yeah. Or like Doug and Rob with their YouTube session, Civil Rivalry. So, yeah, and of course, Lucinda was a girl that they, and according to the flashback, looked like they were 14 or 15, making a bet that whoever won this Jenkins family obstacle course would take Lucinda to the spring dance. Roscoe actually won, but Clyde had asked her before the race.
Ooh, he's slick.
Oh boy.
So that's a trick?
Pretty much.
He tricked Roscoe?
Yes, he ran that for nothing.
Ouch.
Oh boy. Yeah. And the date that Roscoe did get, well, let's just say I think she would have been a good match for Urkel.
Oh,
she would have if she had been around when Family Matters was airing.
Yeah.
I would see this girl as Myra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the one that was real clingy to Steve.
Oh yeah.
He would. Yeah. And yeah, Roscoe told Paul Jenkins about what happened, but yeah, he is in trouble because of the fact that they made a bet on Lucinda.
Ouch.
Say, Lucinda is a young woman, not some trophy you can win. I'm very disappointed in you. Oh boy, I'm getting Simba Mufasa vibes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Roscoe ended up getting a whooping. Clyde was about to get a whooping. I let Roscoe win. It meant more to him to win. It meant more for me to have Lucinda. But but I know now what I did was wrong. If my parents were here, they would say the same thing.
Yes.
But you're the only one I got right now, Paul Jenkins. So you do what you think is right. I'll understand. Don't you ever do something like this again.
Suck up.
But I still don't understand why he still didn't get no whooping though. Yeah,
Since they're both on the wrong.
Yeah, but which of course the movie's got a movie, but
Yeah.
if that had been me and one of my cousins, both of us would have got that belt, even with one of us trying to be. No, that would not have worked.
So obviously.
Only one time that did work for me,
Yeah.
but it was for a good reason. When my mom caught me at 3 a.m. trying to bake a cake.
Yes.
And I quickly explained I was trying to bake it for her for Mother's Day. So that was the only time I got let off the hook because I was doing it for a good thing.
Yes.
But she did warn me, you don't need to be doing this at 3 a.m. unsupervised like that though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah.
That's great advice to teach our kids.
Oh, about the
Don't cook unsupervised.
yes, because Daddy got in trouble for that.
Yes.
Yep. So of course Clyde and Lucinda arrived and very happy to see Roscoe, mostly Lucinda.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can probably tell how Bianca's gonna react to that.
I know she's jealous of Lucinda.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And of course they have their first dinner after a grace from a long-winded preacher. We thank you for the pork ribs and the red velvet cake and the.
Well, this is just dinner, not a church service. Be brief.
I guess to him it was.
I guess the spirit was so into him that he just had to ramble.
I guess he saw it do like Doc Boy in the Garfield Christmas special.
Yeah.
Grandma had to smack him on the head to get him to stop.
There's no saying there's a time and a place for everything.
Yep.
This is not the time.
Yes, indeed.
But you can do that at church, but not a reunion dinner.
Yep. And even there, you still got you still don't especially program going on. You still like even my mama has told me this. Yeah, you still don't want to keep them there a long time.
Yes, because people have somewhere else to go.
And you got other things that's in this program. Yeah.
Yes.
Because we had a deacon like that at my old church, New Bethlehem, that prayed for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was down there for a while. Yep, but so yep, they're they say all together and glad everybody here and everything. There's even a thing with Betty having a crush on Clive, even though he's your cousin, not a potential tip.
They're cousins.
Ew, it's nasty, Betty. Yeah. And sadly, as the directors say, that this actually happens in some families. Cousins have had crushes on other cousins.
Yeah.
Yep. So I guess that. But But of course, during the dinner, Clyde and Roscoe talk a little bit, which of course leads them to having some competitive words with each other.
Almost lead close to an argument.
Which causes...
To see who's the best.
Oh, yeah. Which causes Bianca to... yeah, because it starts with Clyde bragging about himself. So Bianca decides to throw something out there. Well, my man has some news. He's going to have a camera crew, like, film the anniversary banquet. Tell him, baby.
And then Reggie has to say a few words, too.
Well, you got some cameras hidden around here? Y'all, I've seen this show. He be jumping out on all kind of folks there.
Yeah. Words that are so embarrassing. He's starting to embarrass Roscoe.
Even more than Bianca.
And so embarrassed that he gets scolded by his father.
Well, actually, his words go towards Roscoe about the cameras in general. Remember, this is a family tradition, not some Hollywood production. Oh boy, you can tell there's gonna be a conflict leading up to that there.
Yeah, I tell Roscoe deep down inside he's embarrassed.
And which is probably, especially the fact that he's like, it's supposed to be a surprise.
Yes.
And then, of course, the argument between him and Clyde breaks out. The team of me to, as you say, who's the best.
Yes.
To the point where Roscoe, you know what the heck I'm talking about. Say, you stole my victory and stole what was mine. What was yours? Only thing Roscoe can say after this. Lemonade is good, Mom. And Betty even ad-libs a toast. Which leads to Bianca's raging anger that night.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't believe you're still going after the prom queen. Oh boy. And even turns, this is not... Why are you telling about the camera? They were going to see them anyway. We were losing ground and I had to make a move. This is not Survivor. Oh, yes it is.
Oh man, now she's starting to get creepy.
Yeah. I don't know who's creepier, her or that lady from Obsessed.
Maybe both.
Think so.
Yeah. Except with Bianca's case, her creepiness is more comedical than dramatic.
Oh yeah. Yep. But even though he does cool her down, Roscoe still finds himself in the doghouse. Yeah. Which leads him to having some interaction with Lucinda over some red velvet cake.
Yeah.
That gets interrupted by Reggie coming in with a cowboy hat.
Really?
Yeah, apparently him and his girlfriend are I guess, Woody and Pocahontas cosplaying.
Cowboy Indians.
Pretty much. Next day, of course, I guess Bianca's all rested and feeling better because they do yoga together.
And I know RJ's not into the yoga, but he's just doing that for her.
Yeah, which kind of begs the question, Roscoe, you really want to marry this girl? This is what you're gonna be spending the rest of your life doing here.
Yeah.
This is what you're gonna be waking up to every day. Oh boy.
It won't surprise me if he had doubts.
Let's just say I thank God I met Christina as soon as I did in college.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even think I would meet my soon-to-be wife that soon, but I'm glad. But thank God I did, because I might have run into a girl like Bianca if I didn't see Christina right away.
Oh.
Probably would have been it. Matter of fact, my so-called ex from high school, I think, probably would have turned out like Bianca.
Oh, she would.
If we had got close to, hey, will you marry me? That would have been my Bianca there. So, yeah, I'd be begging to escape. Oh boy. Of course, after that, we get a baseball game
Everybody gather to the field to play some Jenkins baseball.
And we see Bianca wearing black.
And not just black, but the way her outfit looked like somebody painted her. Yeah,
Because it was tight on her.
Yeah, and weird looking too. As Monique say, I bet that. Lord Jesus, who does that girl think she is? I don't know, but I bet that come with paint remover. And yeah, in Bianca's position, she have no right to talk about what she says when Jamal's not doing so well because he's never really played baseball.
Yes.
God, this kid's pathetic.
Like what? Even though that's not your kid.
I gotta know, single parents, especially your father, since we're coming up to Father's Day.
Yeah.
If your girlfriend or is a fiance or girlfriend say something like that about your kid, that you've had from previous relationships, or this is your new girlfriend here, do you hear them say something like that about your kid, downing them or talking smack about them? Dump them.
Same goes with mothers who has their kids and have their boyfriends talking down on them.
Mm-hmm.
It can't happen the other way around.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good moment for that. For don't let them push you. Don't let them push you around. Yeah. And they say both men and women need to be strong.
Yes.
That way they can defend what's right, especially their kids.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you right now that we got protection over our future kids.
Yes.
We got some. Yeah. Like what you say? Of course, there's a moment where Clyde comes out to challenge Roscoe during the game. And there's one thing I got to get my phone out for. There's one thing. There's a baseball player that he's imitating.
Yeah.
When he tells everybody, yeah, no, come on now, everybody, sit down, take a load off. I got this here. So what he's doing here, he's imitating a baseball player called Satchel Paige.
Never heard of Satchel Paige.
Neither did I. I think he may have been mentioned in Are We There Yet? That little he may be that little bobblehead that Tracy Morgan played.
Satchel Paige.
Yeah, that Ice Cube was talking to.
Yeah.
That may have been him.
Yeah.
May have been his bobblehead. The thing he's imitating, Malcolm stated that Satchel Paige was so confident in his skills at baseball. When he went up to pitch, he felt like he didn't need any of his outfield. No. And he would tell them, take a break.
Yeah.
And he felt so confident he could strike any player out.
He can.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. So that's who Clyde was imitating.
Satchel Paige.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he strike, and of course he proves it with the first strike. Strike one. Woo! That's better than air conditioning right there. Feel that breeze? In other words, I guess him swinging the bat was like the air conditioner. But focus, RJ. Get a hit. No, get a hit, RJ. Focus, RJ. But RJ does get a hit. However, Mama Jenkins gets hit.
Ouch.
Mama!
I know he felt guilty.
Yep, any guy should hit your mama. Ooh.
Ouch.
Yeah, especially the impact that it leaves on her too.
Not just your mama, but also your wife or your girlfriend or even your daughter.
Oh boy.
Ouch.
Ooh, that impact just hurt me in my head there. Yeah. And boy, Otis really lets Ross like, man, I told you to hit. I didn't mean crap like Crouching Tiger. Now my mama got a big red bump on her forehead.
Ouch.
She's my mama too. We don't know that. You could be adopted for all we know.
What?
Yeah, he's speaking that out of anger, I think. Yeah. Also, there was a scene in the
or something with Otis in the baseball. I forgot to mention what he said. Now remember, you got a strikeout coming if you ain't careful. Mike Epps says, "You got a strikeout coming if you ain't careful, boy. You know you." Because Otis was looking at him like, "Now don't take this smile for a weakness." Now I didn't think I'm weak or something. I didn't think that. I thought you were Uncle Ben or something. Knows how he looked when he was Uncle Ben or something.
He just looked all guilty. I didn't do anything.
He was, yeah, he was terrified because the way Otis looked at him. But so after getting Mama her bump treated there, well, Otis and Roscoe are sent to pick up the fish for the dinner the next day, and Otis has a little heart-to-heart, a little brother-to-brother talk with him about raising his kids and stuff. Right? Why don't Jamal know how to play baseball? He used to be really good at it. I don't have really time for that, Otis. And besides, all Jamal likes is soccer. I believe he would like any sport that his father spent time with him on. All I'm saying is don't let Hollywood raise your kids.
I think he said don't let
money. Sorry.
Don't let money raise your kids.
Yeah. Of course, money does go to Hollywood. So, but don't let money raise your kids, and don't let cornbread and chitlins raise yours.
What? And he didn't like that comment.
Corn. What you approaching me for? I didn't hear what you said. What was that you said? I said don't let cornbread, chitlins, and none of that. That's the way Otis was reacting to it. And eventually, after Roscoe talks a bunch of smack, big head.
Ouch.
Oh, I like how Otis just waited until he finished the smack talk.
Yes.
Sort of like Batman with the Condiment King. I do relish the challenge, Batman. I hope you can cut the mustard. Time to have some catching up. Oh. Ouch. Batman's like, I'm just gonna let you finish your speech. And you would think Roscoe would just go on home and that'd be it with a big bump on his head like Mama.
But you still keep on going with Betty.
Oh yeah, because Betty makes a remark about what happened with Otis, and next thing you know, what he says back causes Betty to fight him. This is the director say this was Monique's first time in a fight like that in the movie.
Her first time?
Yeah, and she was actually excited about it.
Oh, she was?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I get to fight Martin! Imagine if this happened in the sitcom, like a Martin Parker's crossover.
Maybe.
Oh my goodness, Martin versus Monique Parker. Oh boy. And does she give him a beat down. To the point where he feels like that kid that fell off their bike, which I was that kid a couple of times.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, fell off my bike and came home, dragged my bike and crying really loud as I struggled home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But of course Lucinda's there to treat him there and says a few as they talk to him about a little bit there until Paul Jenkins and Clyde show up. And Roscoe tries to do a, hey, I got this. Oh boy. Paul Jenkins later that night while they're building a table together talks with Roscoe about if he's ready to be married or not. About pretty much a deeper talk of what Otis was trying to do.
Yes.
Yeah. He also tries to understand, Roscoe's point of view and all this too. Gotta give him a lot of credit for that there. Of course, what Roscoe says doesn't really go over so well. The whole team of me thing.
Yes.
And then, of course, the next day, well, let's just say, I'm not going to describe what it is. You'll have to watch the movie to see what she means by this, but Bianca has a special project that she's going to give Roscoe if he takes Fifi for a walk.
And And he took Fifi for a walk anyway in order to see her special little project.
Yeah,
he was excited.
You'll see when you see the movie.
Yes.
However, this leads to a snake attack that Lucinda ends up saving Fifi from, and we get more between Lucinda and Roscoe.
Yeah. More deep.
Until Reggie and his girlfriend show up and interrupts, and then of course, wait, where's Fifi? Down by the gully. Where's Bucky? Down by the gully.
And the dogs were at each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all we gonna say on that there.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's it, just the dogs at each other.
Yeah. Like Woody say, what I would like to say. There's preschool toys.
Yes.
Getting kind of tense, aren't you, Woody? Well, Bianca gets word about Bianca she spots Lucinda and Roscoe coming out the window. And, well, Roscoe ain't gonna get that project now.
Yeah, so much for that.
Because she suspects that there's a mutiny. Yeah. So, of course, before the fish fry dinner, Roscoe and Clyde sort of have a moment there, having a little talk, which leads to them challenging Clyde challenging him. Roscoe feels like he's too old for video games, so how about some dice?
It has to be dice.
Oh yeah.
What's next, Monopoly? With real money?
Well, I guess if they brought the Monopoly board, it would be.
Yes, and they be fighting over the money.
Oh, well, I put it this way: there was some money involved, and they did get into a fight. Hey, you better roll again. Hey, you better roll again before you find yourself an artery short. and they fight throughout the house, causing collateral damage in this fight.
Yeah.
Which breaking the table, breaking through the room, lamps, and worst of all, the fish dinner.
Ouch.
So, hey!
What's the big idea?
I know Otis was mad. I know Otis was probably the most angry out of everybody since he was in charge of the fish fry. Oh boy. He started it. Reggie says something about this, and well, Paul Jenkins just gives him a look.
Like what?
And Reggie says, "I'm sorry." Yeah, remember them days? Remember that? Like what me and Christina grew up with. Your parents would give you that look, and you knew you. I'm sorry. Yeah, not saying everybody, but a lot of kids nowadays. That if a parent would have give that look, they just, what you looking at? Yeah, that's a different time with some of them now. But of course, Reggie ends up later spilling the beans about Lucinda and the snake.
Uh-oh.
Which gets Bianca even more mad of putting Roscoe in the doghouse again. This time he gets sprayed by a skunk while he's down there.
Ouch. and I guess the essence of the skunk burns his eyes, as well as it also ruins his clothes too. That the next day he had to put on some perfume, put on some deodorant or some cologne.
I think it may have been deodorant spray.
Yes.
I know. Otis was like, "Man, ease up on that stuff, cuz brother, my eyes all teared up and everything."
Ouch.
But stop that. Yeah. Of course, the next day is the obstacle challenge there for the kids, of course. However, this actually starts. Of course, it's going to be another. This is going to be a really big confrontation between Clyde and Roscoe. Bianca's kind of the one that lights the fire, because she comes up to Jamal like, remember, no one remembers who comes in second. You gotta win. Win it.
Like she's forcing him.
Like, okay.
And she's forcing him as well as scaring him.
Yeah, it's supposed to be just to have fun.
not to compete.
And of course, Clyde tried, like, hey, come on, let's just kids
Now, Clyde actually was in the right
Yeah.
when he said that.
This is just for the kids.
Right.
Have fun.
Yeah, Clyde actually was doing right here, but of course, you know, because of their rivalry, Roscoe intervenes to defend this woman, even though his woman is in the wrong. And this is what leads to their big argument. Not even Otis and Betty can break them up.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you hear these fools? I'm about to arrest somebody here. So Paul Jenkins has to step in. Go ahead. Starting lines over there. Knock yourselves out.
They've been fighting like this for like 20 years.
Mm-hmm. And Paul said he had enough of this.
He just wants to get over it. He just wants to see this obstacle course to see how it turns out.
Mm. And let's just say, well, Roscoe and Clyde get so at each other that, yeah, they... Remember how I mentioned they were causing collateral damage earlier? They started pushing around the other kids in the competition there.
Like they took it seriously this time.
A little too serious and brutal.
Mm.
So, because there's a couple of things, like I think they pushed Otis' son. And then one where they pushed, I think, the daughter.
Yeah.
Otis was about, oh heck no.
Like no.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, a lot of the scenes in this obstacle course remind me of the movie Who's Your Caddy? because it reminds, I don't know, I can't think of who this actor is, but
Oh.
the way that's the way there was a scene where Martin and where Roscoe and Clyde looked like that swinging down these rope things. Oh, I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die! And then there's of course a scene where Jamal gets stuck. Like, Dad, can you help me? He comes back to help Jamal, but leave him, baby, leave him! Don't let Clyde win again.
If I was in his position, I would just help my son. I would just help my son.
That's what
because children are more important than anything else.
That's what you're supposed to do. Yep, but apparently that competition is so in their mind beyond. I think, yeah, let's just imagine if the competition was like a fire.
Yeah.
The fire was probably about to die until Bianca lit it up again.
Like, really?
It's almost like somebody turned the stove down and then somebody comes to turn it back up. Yeah. And then, of course, Roscoe does win because of this, but yeah.
Nobody's clapping or excited. Let's just say the tone when Roscoe wins was serious. And let's just say his dad was mad.
Yep, as well as his son too, Jamal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamal.
Like, how come Clyde gets off easily? I want all the credit. And you can see him in his face. He's crying, like he like he want to reach out to him.
Yeah, sort of, and
it feel like it's real.
Right. It's Martin said he looked back at this movie, he didn't even recognize who he was playing.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like he looked into himself.
Like because he got so into the character.
It's almost like he looking into himself, like his past self.
Yep, and then like on top of that, yeah, it's kind of a two-sided way in this situation. It's sort of two sides because yes, Roscoe's in the wrong for how he got there, but he kind of has a point with what he's been through that made him like that.
Yeah, and I think RJ mentioned that Clyde stole what is mine. He said earlier a great opportunity, and I think the other thing is his love towards his parents in general.
Yep.
Love towards his parents.
I was gonna say he probably was referring to Lucinda, just didn't say it. But yeah, the parent thing probably was probably the biggest of all of it.
Like Clyde took his parents, and even though Clyde is their nephew, not their son.
So Clyde hears Roscoe's cries. Hey, Roscoe. Look, I wasn't trying to take your place there. I was just trying to fit in. Because even though we're cousins, we still like brothers. And you would think that maybe we could get somewhere with this, but Bianca interrupts again.
Like, what?
Oh, now you want to be sympathetic? And boy, Betty was about to go with her. I was like, no, Reggie, don't hold Betty back. Let her go. Let Betty go. Monique needs a slap. Bianca needs a slap in the face.
Like, they just let him go.
Yeah, she need. Matter of fact, imagine Monique do pick up Bianca and do to her what Uncle Phil does to Jazz.
Throw her out.
Yep. A female version of that. But we don't get that fortunate. At least not yet.
Yes.
Not yet, though. Roscoe and Bianca leave, and yeah, Mama Jenkins is really sad trying to hold it in there.
And trying to put the light in a bad situation.
Yeah, and we even get a brief shot of Paul Jenkins looking from the window. This is James Earl Jones, people. He didn't like break out bawling, but when he looked down, it looked like he was like he was about to cry and then tried to suck it in.
It looked like he lost his son.
Yeah, and
he's thinking like, will I ever see my son again after what happened?
Sort of like Triton from The Little Mermaid.
Yes, after he destroyed the things that Ariel found.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, which, like I say, I guess you could say that pretty much all of them were hurt, but obviously Roscoe and Paul Jenkins were the most destroyed.
Yes, because their relationship was destroyed.
Right.
As a home.
Mm-hmm. Father and son. Yeah. Of course, they leave, of course, and after a talk with Bianca on the road, they get to the airport. It finally hits Roscoe. Prepare to cool off, because I'm done with you. Say, you know what? Thank you, Bianca, for helping me see how crazy, arrogant, the type of woman that you really are. And, yep, you could pretty much imagine, he dumps her.
Yes, and looks like the burden has lifted.
And he's not the only one that breaks off with her. Even her dog leaves her.
Ouch.
Fifi don't even want to go back to her. Fifi like, I'm going with your ex here.
Like,
looks
so long.
Looks like you've been voted off the island, Miss Survivor. Wait, my bags. Take them.
Like, we don't want to deal with you anymore.
Good luck carrying them to the airport. Yeah, she made it seem like Roscoe needed her, but really, she was leeching on him.
Oh.
Sort of like what Reggie does to a lot of people with his hustle job.
Mm.
Yeah. Except I guess Bianca is a lot worse than Reggie, though, because at least Reggie's kind of likable.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he hustles folk, but he's not trying to hurt nobody, though. Yeah. Not so fortunate on Bianca. And he gets there just in time for the 50th anniversary, just as Clyde gives this emotional speech. Never seen Clyde cry like that before. And before he got there, Paul and Ma had a little discussion while Clyde was speaking.
Yeah.
Ma wishing that Roscoe was there. Roscoe made his decision. You didn't give him much of one. What was I supposed to do? He just disrespected me in my own house.
Translation, you just pushed him away.
Be his father. And like, you know what, made for a man, for someone that didn't feel like they had the support of their family, especially their father, he seemed like he's doing pretty well for himself. This kind, you know what this kind of make me think of similar just came to my mind?
What?
Coming to America.
Yes.
Paul, it seemed like James Earl Jones' character there was in a similar situation with Eddie Murphy's character.
Yeah.
And the wife there spoke to him like this.
Yeah.
Roscoe shows up, of course. Before he goes into the speech, let's just say James has this look on his face. Oh, I did not notice this until we were looking at this for the review. I mean, you remember how I mentioned about how he gave Reggie the look?
Yeah.
That look he gives here in this scene.
Yeah.
I'm just watching the movie and okay, what'd I do?
Like he's in shock.
Yeah, like it's wait, I'm talking about the anger look he gave, which was toward Roscoe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, oof, it was almost like an animated angry look.
Oof.
But of course, Roscoe does make his confession and apologize to everyone and explain. Pretty much his speech sort of is like similar to Sherman.
Yes.
Except in Sherman's case, it was about being himself and being happy with who he was. In Roscoe's case, it's a little bit of that, but also more so emphasis on family there. Mm-hmm. As well as also the redemption between him and Paul Jenkins, and which also redeems him with his son.
Yes.
So, yeah, just like I Can Do Bad by Myself was the redemption of a mother and daughter. We got father and son and son. Triple threat.
Wow.
Or should I say triple emotional?
Yes.
Yeah. And it even touches Clive. I think we all need some love. Of course, because Roscoe has to have a moment with Paul Jenkins. So let's let them have this moment.
Yes.
I know. Come over here. Come on over here.
Yeah.
I like Otis crack me up the way he does that. Just hearing Michael Clarke Duncan talk is very humorous in a lot of those scenes. Yeah. He got a really humorous voice in his roles there with comedy movies there. God rest his soul. Yeah. And of course, with the big family redemption, of course Roscoe and Lucinda finally get together.
Oh yeah. I know that was heartwarming.
Oh yes. And the movie ends with everybody on not the R.J. Stevens show, but the Roscoe Jenkins show. Do.
So the show got a revamp.
Oh yeah, family. Yep. And that's Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. A little bit of an early Father's Day. We are going to have something else on Father's Day. You'll see. So, what you got? What you just think of it there?
Mainly, it's a story about being reconnected with your family after not seeing them for so long, as well as redemption. And let's just say Martin Lawrence took his character Roscoe Jenkins very seriously, so seriously that he broke down during that scene with his father, that it felt like it feels so real.
Yep. Yeah.
But he did reconcile after that, which made him feel better. You feel like you definitely want to reach out to him, right, even though he's trying his hardest to reconnect with his father. Same goes with anybody who's in his situation, that they want to reconnect to a family member that they haven't seen for a very long time.
9 years.
Yeah, sometimes it's more than 9 years.
And much like with the mothers in the Medea when we looked at, with them, it's pretty similar to that there, because it's sort of in this case it's sort of coming from both sides. Nobody. It's not just it's all on the son or it's all on the father. Which proves that we do our best in life, but we do make mistakes.
Yeah.
And sometimes we might not be aware of some mistakes we might not even be aware of until much later, until somebody points it out to us and brings us to realize that maybe what we're doing is hurting somebody, leading them to doing something that is hurtful as well. Because like Martin Luther King say, the best antidote for hate is love. And when stuff like, but when you try to do I mean, I know they didn't come out and say, "Well, I hate you" or "I hate this," but
Yeah.
it was as a in real life, you know, situations like that can lead to that, though.
Yes.
So, like even in Static Shock, Sons of the Father, because remember Richie's father was racist toward Virgil.
Yes.
Said, "I hate you."
Yes. He just said out of anger.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's why we gotta really be careful with what we do in life especially towards other people.
Not what we do, but also what we say towards people. And there are times when we get angry, we say stuff we don't even mean. And that other person take it literally and personally.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a victim of that. I just take things literally and personally.
Yep, and not just you, but it can even I've probably had some moments that something has hit me really hard there.
Yeah.
Say like yeah, and I think I've even mentioned it to you sometime now.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, like I say, anybody could be in that position, especially from what we saw with Roscoe.
Yeah.
You know, like that song say, "I know a man ain't supposed to cry, but these tears I can't hold inside."
To be honest, nobody can't hold tears inside. It's just come out naturally.
Oh, trust me. I know that too well. I'd be trying to hold in when I was a kid, I'd be trying to hold in a cry sometime, and it just busts right out of me, like almost like water out of a dam.
As for me, I cry in private, but there are other times I can't cry in private because there's people around, and it just
comes out of you, doesn't it? Yeah. Sometimes you can't hold it there, and
you
and
just
even
have to let people comfort you.
and sometimes even now I know it's probably been more as a kid, but even in my adult life, you know, there was a time or two that, you know, that I was really upset about something, and it just burst out of me, you know.
Yes.
Right, and I was in front of some people there. Yep.
It happens.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, yep. Like I say, you know, definitely when you find out something is hurting somebody, you know, while they still there, try to solve the problem.
Don't wait.
Mm-hmm. No. Don't linger, and then, you know, then all of a sudden when you finally do, it'd be too late. Yeah.
Or not just wait, but don't hold a grudge.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to let it go.
Yep. Just like that song Frozen, let it go. Mm-hmm. Yep.
But the best part is he got rid of his burden, which is Bianca, and was able to rekindle with his family, mostly Brownny Jenkins.
And that also proves sometimes you have to let go of certain people in order to get real redemption.
Yes.
Yeah, some people you have to let go of. I've been through that as well. There, you know.
And that's a part of your burden.
Because I had to say, matter of fact, certain ones I worked with a few years ago, I had to let go of. So, yeah. Say on my old YouTube channel. So, yeah, I've had a recent experience of that a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sometimes you have to do what you gotta do, and as they say, know who really loves you, who's really true to you. Yep. Say anything else? Yeah.
Well, despite the people, well, mainly the critics who talk negatively about this movie, despite that, it's good overall with mix of comedy and drama.
A lot of them that talk negatively about this movie probably just don't seem to really get it there, or
they don't get the message.
Yeah, like I say, or either something in the movie's blocking them from getting it. Yeah. Yep. So, but like Transformers, there's more to it than meets the eye. Yep. And Martin Lawrence definitely gives us the main star delivery of it all, along with a whole team of powerhouse actors. Yep. Good.
That's all I can say.
Yep. Well, hope you definitely like the early pre-Father's Day review, and be on the lookout for the Father's Day one coming up on Father's Day, of course, or either the day before, depending on the uploading. Yeah, it might be like the day or night before, but Father's Day it will be up there. Like what you see, what you heard here, and everything. Definitely like, share, subscribe. You know, share with your friends and family and everybody. Buy some of our available comic books, especially your Miyako issue 2 that's out now and available on Amazon. I will order some copies to have on hand probably next week some point. And also, speaking of that, our book signing together August 5th here in the from 1 to 4 here in the Moretown Branch Library in Shreveport. Definitely drop on by and get an autographed book. And also support us on Patreon, or either by sponsoring a video. Yep, or you can do all the above. Hey, it's up to you. But until then, we'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.
All right, bye, everyone.
What's up?